Now, new data from Knoxville Fire Department shows the areas across the city that are receiving the most overdose responses. Take a look at this map. You can see those high volume areas in yellow. Those are places like off of Merchants Drive and also parts of East Magnolia Avenue. But most notably in red there in the center on Broadway. 10 News reporter Caitlin Keenahan spent the day finding out why some areas are more susceptible to OD calls than others.
When the fire sirens go on, most of the time it's not for a fire.
Somewhere around 7 times a day in the Knoxville Fire Department, we respond to a reported overdose.
Assistant Chief Mark Wilbanks says in 2022, Knoxville Fire responded to more than 2,000 reports of overdose. This map shows the spread of those calls.
There is not a section of the city that has not been affected by overdoses. So frankly, it's very tiring on our crews.
But some spots are more susceptible to calls than others.
One of the biggest things is accessibility. Maybe there's more of a concentration of accessibility in those areas.
This one block of Broadway brings the most.
And it's just the same problem over and over and over.
Adam Stewart has been living in this area.
Have you seen if folks out here have easy accessibility to drugs?
That's all it is. That's the whole reason they're here.
So he asked just how accessible.
$35 and you are for the next day and a half. You're spending that little bit of money and you're going to get whatever you can get from these people.
Another Broadway local, Tina Norman, says overdoses are so common on the streets that sometimes first responders aren't even called.
Well, we try to help them. We try to give them that Norcon. Everybody has that on hand. We give it to them, then we call 911, depending on if they're breathing or not.
But the problem runs deeper and darker than what meets the eye.
The overdose here is not a problem. That is just something that they deal with every single day, and they love it. They don't care. There's no happy ending. There really isn't.
Caitlin Keenahan joining us now in the studio. Caitlin, we know last year there were 505 suspected overdose deaths. This year so far, we've had 167. So what is the solution, if any?
Well, Katie, I wish I could tell you. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer. There's dozens of agencies and organizations that are contributing to recovery efforts. KFD says that they're actually looking at handing out resource cards whenever they respond to an overdose call. But breaking this cycle of addiction is a very long process, and these things take time. Back to you.
Caitlin, thank you.